Just like to say hi everyone and welcome to this week's Thursday's update, and thank you for joining today. So my name is Debbie Breslin and I'm the account manager for the North of England and Scotland. Today we're going to be running through TD Snap's latest update, which is version 1.34, and this also includes the new page set TD Snap Express. We'll also be joined a little later by Ceanna MacGregor. Ceanna is an AAC specialist teacher from Cole, Scotland, and Ceanna was involved in the localisation of the Express page set. And today she'll be sharing her experiences and giving some examples of how to use the Express page set and also to show how easy it is to edit. We also have Santa on the call today, so Santa will be covering the chat window. So if anybody does have any questions, then please feel free to put anything in the chat window. Let's take a look at what's included in the latest TD Snap update version 1.34. So we have an additional 2,157 PCS symbols. The Motorplan page set is now available in German. We've got a fantastic new symbol editor with some additional editing tools and the brand new TD Snap Express page set. So first, let's take a look at some of the new PCS symbols. There are 486 new PCS symbols relating to things like sensory items, diagnoses, athletics, characteristics and adjectives, and also country flags. There's 198 new PCS high contrast symbols, so these are great for anyone with a visual impairment. There's over 1,000 new German PCS symbols, and we've also added in new symbols in Arabic, Italian, Norwegian, and Hebrew. There is a link to the bottom of the page where you can take a look at the new symbols, so I'm just going to click on this link. And you can see, if I go into the PCS content, hopefully you can see that page. We've got animals here, so it's just giving you all the animals we've added in, things like the community. As we scroll down, there's ones there for food and drink. So that shows you all of the content. And then if we go further down, again, you can see we've got little symbols of all the symbols that we've released, or little pictures of all the symbols that we've released. So I'm going to scroll further down here, and you can see for the discus, I think we've got about 22 symbols just for discus. So this just shows things like the diversity that we have in our symbols and for age related as well. So we'll just click back. Hopefully you're seeing the slide again there now. So some of my favourites are things like ask me yes, no questions. I also love the let it go symbol and the blow raspberry symbol. They just bring out the child in me. And you can also see we've added in lots of the new high contrast symbols in there as well. With 2,157 of them, there's too many to show. But as I've just mentioned, I've put the link in the slide above so you can take a look and find some of your favourites when I send out the details later. The TD Snap Motorplan page set is now available in German, and this includes the 30, 40 and 66 page sets layouts, and we also have the same Motorplan page set sizes available in English. So the Motorplan page set has the vocabulary filter within it. It has 2,700 words plus all the word forms and inflections, and when building a message, you can reach each word within 2 or 3 hits, depending on the page layout that you're using. The new symbol editor is fantastic. It gives you the tools to customize your own symbols to use in your own personalized page sets. The enhanced symbol editor capabilities now allows you to combine symbols, add images, adjust the colors, including things like skin tone and hair color. You can rotate, resize, erase, and more. The editor is available for any type of button in TD Snap, including general buttons, the supports, the books, and the photo books. So I'm just going to run through this slide itself, so hopefully you can see my mouse on here. So you can see this first image will add in an image. You can also undo any of your moves whilst editing if you've made a mistake. The zoom feature allows you to make the symbol bigger so it's easier for editing. The next one along allows you to flip the symbol both horizontally and vertically. Moving further along, you can also rotate the symbol at 45-degree angles. And there's also an option to grab the symbol and just move it to the positions that you want. Again, if we move further along, you can delete the symbol. You can also go in and you can change the colour using the fill bucket. And then underneath here, you can erase either some of the symbol if you wanted to, or all of it. I will do a live demo on the new symbol editor in a few minutes where we can actually take a closer look. So we're now going to take a look at some of the slides on TD Snap Express page set. So we've put together a story of our TD Snap Express page set along with some references, and I'll email out a PDF copy of this along with everything else after this session. And in the next few slides, we'll just explore some of this. So TD Snap Express is a theme-based symbol AAC vocabulary, which is simple, easy, and intuitive to use. It contains things like common sentence starters, single words, and full messages. And there is only one grid size of 18 buttons available. But it works with all of the TD Snap supported access methods. So what is TD Snap Express? The Express page set is the latest vocabulary offering within TD Snap. It's included within the TD Snap page set. It's not an extra purchase. And it was developed with two main focuses in mind. So following feedback from our customers and our recommenders, which are ease and simplicity, the Express page set requires minimal learning and training for both the support community and for the users themselves. It was designed to be easy and intuitive so that everyone can understand how to use it. So whether it's a member of the support community they see regularly, such as parents, teachers, and assistants, or those that they see less frequently, such as the care teams or medical professionals. Express is built on the easy editing of TD Snap, and it provides a vocabulary of around 1,300 words. However, there's also room for that all-important personalisation. The Express page set is comparable to the simplicity of other similar vocabulary solutions, such as the VocaChat or Widget Go, all while giving you the ability, if required, to add a core word vocabulary such as the core first or the Multiplan page set to the Express page set. So as the skills and needs develop, or you can also just fully transition into these other TD Snap vocabularies whenever the user is ready. The Express page set has got large buttons, so it's easy to use with all of the access methods, such as touch, eye gaze, switch, head mouse, and joystick. So the Express page set is organised around theme-based categories to make the vocabulary easy to find and to decrease the navigation demands. As I've already said, it is only one grid size of 18 buttons, and the home page has a toolbar that allows individuals to navigate quickly and easily to both the keyboard, the dashboard, and the chat. The dashboard has access to pages for creating books and photos, visual supports, and the whiteboard. So the Express page set is not focused on core words. It's structured around communication flow and intents. So i.e., I want to say something, or I need something, concentrating on the wants, the needs, and the concrete themes. It focuses on generating full messages with a combination of phrases and words. And you also have access to the more robust communication page sets like the Core First and Multiplan as the user progresses. So once you're actually in a theme, the arrow buttons appear on the page and the toolbar when there's additional content available. So you can see here, if I just click on here, you can see I've just highlighted the the arrow buttons to go forward and to go back. Just not sure, there it is. Highlight to go forward and then again to go back. And there's also space there for that all-important personalisation. So within each theme, there are message builders, complete phrases, and single words that can be used to create messages. The message builders are the orange buttons that are always next to the arrow and the home buttons to establish consistency across the pages. And the express page set focuses on speed of communication by using supported message building, a smaller number of buttons per page, and concrete message pathways. So this slide is showing the message building using the pronouns and a small set of verbs on the action page, and again on the describing page. You can also access the whiteboard from the dashboard, along with the books, photos, and the visual schedules. And you can also link the express page set to any other more robust vocabulary, such as the core first or the multiplan page set within TD Snap, by using the switch page set action. So you can see here, I've just highlighted the multiplan 40 button where we've linked it out to that one. So who's it for? With being focused on communication intent, it's a great place to start. Express is perfect for emerging communicators first encountering AAC, or for adults with a learning disability or temporary loss of speech. It's great for languages that we don't currently support due to the simplicity and ease of localization. So as an example, we had Welsh localized. And this also could be used for anyone who needs a robust but simple AAC solution. The languages that are currently available through the Setup Wizard are UK English, US and Australian English, German, Dutch and Latin American Spanish. And the languages that are currently available via PageSet Central are Slovenian, Estonian and Welsh. And there's lots more languages coming soon. So now I'm going to jump into the TD Snap itself and show you the symbol editor. And thereafter, I'll hand over to Ceanna, who will chat through the TD Snap Express, giving examples of using Express and maybe passing on some top tips. So let's jump into the symbol editor first and we'll actually take a look. I'm just going to go into Snap itself. So once I'm in Snap, if I wanted to edit something, I've just gone in and added some things into my word list here, but I'm just going to choose the edit button and I'm going to go into the balloons button and I want to go into this little paint pot here, which opens up access to the symbol editor. You can see on here that I've got add an image. So if I click on add image, I can add from the symbol library. I can also add from a camera or my photo library. And when I go in to just choose from a symbol library, I can also search from the web itself as well. So I'm just going to add in a second symbol by selecting it and press done. And you can see now it's added this other symbol onto the top that I can move around. I can also resize it to make that bigger or smaller. I can also flip it. I'll just move it to one side so you can see I can flip it upside down, or I can also flip it vertically, and I can also rotate it. Just going to move it all the way around so you can see it goes at all the different angles. And if I grab this little icon here, I can also rotate it to however much I want. I can undo the last move if I wanted to do that. And I can also move it from the front to the back. So I can have my other symbol popped in front if I wanted to do that. So I'm now just going to make this one a little bit smaller. I'm going to click on the symbol at the back and make that a little bit smaller so I can move them around. And I also want to show you, if I go into the little paint pot here and choose a different colour, I can choose whatever colour I want for the symbols itself. So once I've chosen the colour, I can just click on it. Again, we'll maybe go and choose a green, and I can just click on that area there. If I wanted it inside that little small blue bit, again, I can just click on it and it will change the colour. If I wanted to erase something from the symbols, I can just go into the eraser here and I can just highlight and get rid of whatever is on there. So again, you can see I'm just erasing that out. When I'm happy with that, I can press done and it just saves the symbols onto the buttons itself and done. So you can see I've saved that one. I'm also going to do another symbol. So I'm just going to edit again because I want to show you a couple more. If I click on again, I'm just going to go and show in balloons. And we'll add a symbol in. So I'm going to have that symbol and press done, but I also want to add a second symbol. So this time when I add an image from the symbol library, I'm going to go and do a web search. But I just want to mention, if I do a web search and put a space after the word and then use .png and do a search, what it will do is it will only show me symbols with a transparent background. So if I pop this one on here and press done, you can see I can move that around and it has a transparent background on that particular image. So I'm just going to undo on that one. I'm just going to delete it and add a different image from the symbol library. And now if I just press balloons from a web search, just so I can show you the difference, let's have a look at, hopefully this one's going to do it. So if I press this one and done, you can see that's got a white background where the other one had a transparency. So as long as I press a space, .png, it will give me all the transparent symbols that's available on that one as well. So again, I'm just going to cancel on that particular one. I'm going to show you one more. So maybe when we're doing all of these raspberries, if we wanted to blow a raspberry, we're playing with all these balloons, I might want one that says no blowing raspberries. So I can add two symbols together. So again, I'm just going to click on edit. I'm going to choose the first symbol for blow raspberry and choose the one that I want. And now when I pressed done and go back to that symbol, I can add an image from the symbol library, and this time I want to say no. So when I've pressed no, I can choose one of those symbols and press done. It's added that on top. So I can move it in there, and again, I can press done, and I can just change that label to say no blowing raspberries. And done. So that's just showing you how to add in symbols and change things like the colours. It doesn't matter if we're just doing it on one button. If I maybe just go into something like the home page and the dashboard, we've got some books and photos here. So I could do it on one of these book albums in just the same way. So where I edit the button here, it just works in the same way. I can add in lots of symbols if I'm making things like a book. So what I'm going to do now, so I'm just going to come back out of that, go back to my home page. So let's clear on that one. If I can get to my home page from behind, hit the arrow button, there we go. And I'm now going to hand you over to Ceanna, who will talk more about the Express page set and give some samples of its use. Then Ceanna will hand back to me and I'll just finish that off. So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen and hand over to Ceanna.
Okay, thanks for that, Debbie. So, as Debbie said, I was invited to localise the Express app to the UK English version, which didn't take too much work because I was basically just looking through a spreadsheet of the US vocabulary and changing some bits and pieces to UK. So, I haven't had too much time to play about with it, so I'm just going to show you some key things that I have found and do some comparisons with some of the other TD Snap apps. So it allows for quick chat, and the chat section is quite similar to the quick fires. So you've got some key vocabulary in here, just some keywords, and there's space to edit and add some more. And also within the social vocabulary, that's kind of like the quick fires. It's like the greetings, some questions, and quite a nice touch. It's got
Hi.
the normal intonation. But if you use an a cappella voice,
Bye.
it's got some of the exclamations in there as well, which is quite a nice touch because it's got the added intonation. You've got a folder for my words, which is completely blank, so you can do with it as you like. So this is a nice bit to put in things that they might want to say. If they've got scripts or gestalts, that's a nice place to put it in there as well. Any favourite audio clips. I'm also tempted to add something like the advocacy, protesting phrases and commenting, and there's a nice page set on page set Central that someone's developed that's called My Scripts. I feel like that would fit quite nicely in there. Some new bits. So as Debbie was just saying there, we've got new sensory vocabulary. In the past, you would have had to add these individually, but it's a page set that's already loaded. So you've got some key fidgets and sensory aspects, some vocabulary to talk about it in there. I would maybe add in I don't like in with it as well. And another one that previously you had to download from PageSet Central or get it elsewhere was the rating scales. So you've got some general rating scales and pain scales as well. And at the moment, they've got the numbers on them.
1, 2, 3.
It's really easy to edit them. So you could copy and paste, or you can edit straight from within here. And what might be a nice way to do it, for example, if you use something like the zones of regulation, you could go in and edit it so that the colours and the words, the vocabulary matches what you use. Or maybe so that it's a bit more explicit rather than it being numbers. It could be a comment or a statement rather to describe how they're feeling. So that's a nice bit that's been added in. About me, like lots of just as normal, there's the about me information. You can just edit it.
My name is
You
Ceanna.
put in your photo
I live in Scotland.
and the area, or like whether it's a photo or the symbol. There's lots of different symbols in there. And this would be a great place to add in like communication passport information. And I know that on PageSet Central, there's some people who've shared some communication passports. So if you don't want to start from scratch, it would be a good idea to download it, and that could be added within here. Yeah, so show you the sort of idea behind quick chat. If we go into medical, you've got some phrases there as well as some key information, like key vocabulary words, but you've got enough there to get your point across quite quickly. The pain scale's also already included a link to the pain scale, and again, that can be edited to suit. So you could say,
Something is wrong. Something hurts. It's my arm. I need plaster.
so quite quickly, you've got quite a lot of information across. And some other ones to give the same sort of idea. If we go into English, this is a nice bit for shared reading. You've got a section for my books, and there are lots of books available on PageSet Central, and there's some on the dashboard that I'll just show you if you're not familiar with them, but they could be added in here. You could have lots of different ones, and then you could be speaking about it here.
I want to read. Story. Let me pick one. Read it to me. I like. Read it again.
And then there's space to add more folders. So if you are doing shared reading, it would be a nice place to add in a folder with comments and opinions to discuss the book that you're reading. And within the play, Debbie just showed some screenshots there. There's space for your own games, your own vocabulary. What you'll notice is in almost every folder, there's plenty of space for personalisation and adding other page sets. But you've also got, if you go into toys, like the bubbles, you've got blocks with some sort of sentence starters or pronouns, some phrases, and then some other information just to quickly participate and engage in the activity. There's also some vocabulary there you could be directing them.
Put on. Move it here.
And it's a good way to keep the conversation moving. Within, as it's not core based, I just wanted to highlight as well where you can find some things, because this is a bit of an adjustment for myself as well. but within people, you've got pronouns. So you've got lots of different pronouns in there. Space for your people, and that's there's some categories that are pretty much empty where you can add your own people that are going to be relevant to the AAC user. And in actions, as Debbie had shown there are some key vocabulary words that are more like your core vocabulary verbs, and then other ones, movement, pull, and change as well. And there's a grammatical morphology with the pronouns included. Aware of the time, so I'll just quickly show you another one of jumping in and out of the folders to create some quick sentences. We could say,
I'm bored. I want to do something. I want to listen to song.
and then in your My Music, you can add folders of different things. You can add your favourite playlists or podcasts and things like that, and your favourite artists.
Taylor Swift.
And then going back,
Skip to the next song.
put some sort of practical vocabulary to talk about the music as it's on.
Turn up the volume. Turn it off.
There's lots already in there. And a quick look at the dashboard. So this looks quite different to the ones that are included in the other page sets. As mentioned, there are the first and then, the script, hand washing schedules, and visual timer. And these are all examples. So you could use as is, or you can edit on the fly, which is reasonably straightforward to do by the settings. Click on it, and then when you go down to the mini schedule, you can edit from here for it to suit whatever you want it to look like. Or you can copy and paste them into other folders or other places as well. And it's got some books and photos. The examples are included, and there's lots of space to make your own. That can be a quite nice way to share photos, share stories. I use these quite a lot in the other page sets. And the whiteboard also included, just launches straight from there. So these were already available in the other page sets. It's got it all within the one part on the dashboard, which is quite nice. So there's a lot of things there. There's a lot of scope to add your own things. I can see different ways I would use different page sets that I've got from Page Set Central. As someone who advocates for access to all words at all the time, this is very different, and I thought it was going to be quite a nice learning experience. But there are lots of different quick ways to communicate for different reasons and different activities. And I'm interested to see how it goes in practice, particularly with those with complex alternative support needs. But that was a whistle-stop tour. I'm going to stop sharing and I will pass you back to Debbie.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much for that, Kenna. Really appreciate it. I thought I'd finish off with a reminder of our TD Snap for Schools offering. So if you're currently working with any schools or know of any schools that would benefit from TD Snap for Schools, then please feel free to pass out this information. This is free for any school to be able to use on things like an interactive whiteboard to facilitate modelling and communication strategies. And again, what I'll be doing is I'll be sending out a link to all of the resources that we've shared in today's PowerPoint and a copy of the PowerPoint within there as well. So that'll include things like how to add the core words to PageSet to Express, and also quick reference guide to the Express PageSet itself. So I'd just like to say, does anyone have any questions for either me or Kenna before we finish? I don't know, Santa, if there's anything in the chat window.
Yeah, there was one. It was Donna Holloway. She was just asking if the PNG works on TD Snap too. I believe it does, but I just wanted to double check that with you.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think they should. Yes, I think actually they do. So any PNG or things like JPEG, but you can bring in your own images anyway. But the .png bit, because it just searches for anything that's transparent, I would have said yes. It'll just work on a normal button. So hopefully that'll be yes. But I will double check that question, Donna. Any other questions? Was there any other questions, Santa?
I don't have any other ones. No, it was we did have one asking if it was possible for the iPad app as well as on the PC, but Louise has checked and it does. So they were the only questions that we've had. It seems like everyone has asked, unless there's any more.
That's brilliant. Well, if there's no more questions, then I'd just like to say thank you for attending today. And that's the end of today's session, but we will follow up
Oh,
later
Debbie.
on all of the details. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, there was one last question from Louise, just asking if there's plans to be able to choose adult or child page set.
Unfortunately, there isn't at the moment. The page set just is as is, and you would have to go in and just change the symbols yourself. But what you can do to make it easier in the symbol search, again, I'm just going to escape out of this, and I'm going to jump back into Snap. So hopefully you can see my page set here. Now go into the edit button and then into system. Where you go to symbol sets here, there will be a PCS symbols for adults. Can find, I've got them on here. I'm not sure if I've got them in mine, but there will be the symbols that you can move to the top. So if you find the PCS thin line symbols and then move them to the top, so it might be you can see here I've got a timeout for my downloadable ones, but there should be some that you can download for PCS thin line. If you make sure they're installed, and then once they're installed, just move them to the very top, and then when you do a search for something, that symbol will come to the top, so it's just a little bit quicker if you wanted to edit it yourself. So hopefully that's helped answer that question. Any other questions? I'll take that as a no, and thank you very much, everybody, for joining today.